Part 1 showed the fight. Now witness domination.
Didn't quite get hold of it.
Short ball gets the treatment. That's smacked by Kohli. But it's on the gap. There's a fielder there in the deep end.
This is the fan favorite, the record breaker who made greatness look easy, no matter the opposition. These weren't just innings, they were match-winning masterclasses. Brace yourself for the brilliance of Virat Kohli. The MCA Stadium in Pune was bathed in sunshine as the second test of the Freedom Trophy series got underway. India achieved a commanding win in the first test and were looking to seal the series. South Africa were desperate to recover, and their attack of Rabada, Philander, Nurtia, and Maharaj appeared energized. India won the toss and chose to bat. Before Kohli entered, the opening pair had already made a good start, with the score at 163 runs for 2 wickets. Virat Kohli didn't need to force anything. He simply let his bat do the talking. Mayank Agarwal, his partner, was in excellent form and was on the verge of reaching his century. He was supported by Virat Kohli, who rotated the strike with measured footwork and quick singles. Kohli's runs were initially scored with soft hands and sharp judgment. The selectivity of the big shots was key as he punished the bowling from the spinner Maharaj and then later weighed in on Philander. He reached his half-century with a cover drive. The ball glided away for 4 thanks to impeccable timing. After Centurion Agarwal's departure, Ajinkya Rahane took over and made South Africa work hard. Almost every over produced a boundary as India improved their scoring rate to more than 3 per over. Kohli, who had increased his rate of scoring, completed his century with a beautiful straight drive.
Gets the runs with a shot for the ages. What a lovely...
Yeah, an excellent innings from the Indian captain. He's worked hard, he's shown his full array of stroke play.
Full face of the bat, 4 runs passed mid-on. It was his 26th Test century, and it came with complete authority. If this fantastic moment has you hooked, drop us a like and subscribe. There's plenty more where that came from. The duo had stitched a 178-run partnership before the entertaining Ravindra Jadeja walked in. What followed was sheer batting theater. Kohli and Jadeja ripped through the tired bowling attack with a 225-run partnership for the 5th wicket. Kohli was scoring his runs faster. His 150 came from the next 68 balls, and it featured 7 fours. Many batsmen in full flow would be hitting 4s and 6s. However, Kohli, with all his fitness and classical play, would not abandon the singles and doubles on his way to a double century. This is what makes him a unique classical stroke player rather than a slogger. A soft leg glance for a double behind square brought up his 7th Test double century. It was a truly memorable moment. After that milestone, he looked utterly free. Now he was effortlessly maneuvering the ball all over the field, finding boundaries with ease and even hitting a 6. The unbeaten innings following the 250-run milestone indicated that a declaration was imminent. It was one of the best Indian captain Test innings. South Africa was unable to compete against a 600-plus score and lost badly by an innings and 137 runs. Virat Kohli secured player of the match and India had completed their series victory. On reflection, it wasn't a routine flurry of centuries by any means. It was one of the masterful hundreds, gritty yet authoritative. With this innings, he demonstrated to everyone why he was a unique player in Test whites. The iconic Wankhede Stadium was teeming with excitement as India took the field for the 4th game of the 5th match series against England. India had a 2-0 lead in the series and an excellent opportunity to win in style. England won the toss and batted first, and they appeared to be in control early on. Debutant Keaton Jennings scored a composed century, and Jos Buttler added 76 to help England reach 400. It was a difficult goal to achieve on a pitch that was expected to deteriorate quickly. The champion batsman Kohli walked in with the scoreboard at 146 for 2. The opening batters had made a good start, but Kohli needed to continue the good work with opener Murali Vijay. He started with caution, showing sharp footwork and immense focus as the ball began to grip and turn. Working the singles and occasional 4s brought him to a good position by the 75th over. During a memorable over bowled by Premier England fast bowler James Anderson, Kohli reached the milestone of 4,000 Test runs. Kohli and Vijay built a crucial 116-run stand, steadying the innings and putting the pressure back on the visitors. Vijay fell for a brilliant 136-run knock, but with Kohli only reaching his half-century, there was still a lot of work to be done to get close to England's total at the end of the 91st over. A mini collapse followed as wickets tumbled at the other end thanks to the England spin bowling. England got to the 7th wicket and the match was even, with India's score just 30 runs short of the England total. Kohli completed his 100 with a cover drive single.
Misfielded, and Kohli will get through. It's a super Saturday 100 for King Kohli, and all of India stand to the great man.
And was greeted with a thunderous applause from the crowd. He found an unexpected ally in the young Jayant Yadav, a bowling all-rounder with just 2 tests to his name. Together they formed a match-winning partnership. Kohli rotated the strike expertly while guiding Yadav through the inning. He dominated the game with well-timed aggression. Kohli scored the majority of the 4s on his way to a 150. Yadav himself consumed plenty of deliveries and rotated the strike when he could. Yadav himself struck a half-century with a series of 4s that made the partnership move well past the England total. England had no answer to the onslaught as Kohli brought up his double century with a delicate flick of Adil Rashid.
Rises to Virat Kohli. It's a double 100 for India's captain. His 3rd in 2016, a wonderful innings. He is in the form of his life.
The crowd erupted and the game rapidly shifted in favor of India. The pair didn't stop as Yadav got to a century, becoming the first Indian batsman to score a century, coming in as a number 9. Together they added 241 runs. A match-defining stand that pushed India to a finishing total of 631 runs. Virat Kohli was once again the champion, with his double 100 oozing sheer class. England's morale was low and they collapsed under pressure. They lasted just 55.3 overs and managed just 195 runs, while India completed an innings and 36-run victory. Kohli's score of 235 demonstrated his mastery in handling pressure, adaptability, and leadership. Against difficult spin bowling and England's top pacers, Kohli stood tall and performed. The partnership with Jayant Yadav will be etched in Indian fans' memories for all ages. India's Test campaign in the Caribbean kicked off at the iconic Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. The squad was confident, led by a leader who was eager to establish himself abroad. The toss went India's way and the visitors chose to bat first. After a poor start, India was under early pressure, with the score at 74 runs for 2 wickets. Virat Kohli had classy left-hander Shikhar Dhawan for company, and he already looked to be playing with some ease. He defended with authority, left well outside off, and gradually settled into a rhythm. While Kohli played a supportive role with his stroke play and strike rotation, Dhawan was hitting 6s and 4s. A sharp cut through point for 4 brought Kohli's half-century up. After Dhawan's departure and an excellent 105-run stand, the captain began taking control of the match. He rotated the strike smartly and punished anything loose. The bowlers toiled, but they couldn't find a crack in his armor. Kohli's century was achieved much like his half-century, with classy batting and low-risk cricket.
That's it. Century number 12 and his 5th as captain of India. It's also the 2nd fastest of his career. Of 134 deliveries, Virat Kohli, the Indian captain.
With a flick behind square leg, it was his first Test century away from Asia. Ajinkya Rahane made a brief cameo, followed by spin all-rounder Ravichandran Ashwin. Kohli showed off his timing with cover drives, on drives, and flicks, displaying his entire batting repertoire. The run rate was maintained right up to Kohli's 150 milestone. With every passing over, the West Indies player's shoulders dropped. Soon, with a soft push towards mid-wicket off Roston Chase, he completed his maiden double century in Test cricket.
But it's found the gap. There's a fielder there in the deep, and that's the single that will take him to 200 runs. Anil Kumble is taking a picture. Sunil Gavaskar there applauding as well. He knows how it is to get double 100 as India captain. But Virat
This
Kohli is
achievement
the
was
first one.
significant not only for him, but also for India's global aspirations. He became the first Indian captain to score a double 100 outside Asia. This also coincided with India reaching their 400-run milestone. This double century wasn't just another landmark in Kohli's career, it was a statement of dominance, carved on foreign soil. This moment marked a significant change in India's approach to overseas international cricket. After a century by Ashwin and a huge 566-run total, the West Indies collapsed in both innings. India won by an innings and 92 runs after tea on day 4. This marked the beginning of an era where India followed a captain who led from the front with actions, not words. Each double hundred wasn't just a score, it was a statement. In Pune, Kohli crushed South Africa with grit. In Mumbai, he turned pressure into dominance. In Antigua, he led from the front with fire. These weren't just innings, they were blueprints of how to rise, how to lead, how to win. Now that Kohli steps back from the whites, one question remains. Who fills that void at number 4? Not just the runs, the fire, the fight, the fearless intent. Which of these knocks gave you goosebumps, and will we ever see that same hunger from a player again? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if this fired you up, the next Cricket Crafter video is unmissable.